So, Rebecca, what would you say an authentic relationship looks like, especially in the day and age we live in where, most things are done over screens, or you can, text and post and comment and like and all the things. What is an authentic friendship, an authentic relationship? How would you define that?
Yeah. Well, I think it involves actual real face-to-face time like this. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a sisterhood, I think that's really, really important because God created us for a relationship, but he created us for hugs and especially us women. I mean, we need to look each other in the eye and to know that we're really going to do the highs and the lows of life together. I think that's what real friendship looks like. It looks like not just hanging and doing the coffee or the movie or the going to the mall or whatever your favorite things to do together, be outside, sports, whatever, and laugh and have all the fun times. But actually when that friend is going through a betrayal or a loss or a breakup or something that's causing great grief, just going, I'll cry with you, weeping with those who weep, laughing with those who laugh, just being in it together and saying, I'll stand by you. And I've had my best friend since I was 16, and just now decades of life together. We've gone through all of it, and it's such a comfort to have that kind of friendship. But I think sometimes getting off of that, taking the barrier of the phone or the social media or the text or just the kind of easy ways to communicate in a way, out of the way, and just going, girl, I'm right here. We're just in it all together.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
That's so good. There's a saying that I've heard before of we're more connected than ever, but more lonely than ever. So why is it so important what you're talking about, that authenticity and being face to face, that touch, that basically being human with somebody else? Why would you, how do you fight that loneliness with the face-to-face? Why is it so important?
Yeah. I think there's almost maybe it's real in a way, but it's phony in a way. It's almost like fake or slightly phony versions of real relationship. And so I think some of these mediums of technology, yes, you're connecting in some ways and you're being authentic in some ways, but we were built to be together. We were built for village life, where we're, side by side doing the pressures of life, and we're actually seeing each other kind of struggle through the things and go, oh, you're going through that too? Oh, I see that, and I recognize the human, things that your face is showing me because we're actually here, and I can actually hug you, and I can actually be together. We're built for that. Mm. And so I think sometimes we just need to simplify our life a little bit, and and that's tough because it's almost like you have to take a stand, okay, I'm going to back off on my screen time, and I'm going to back off on my social media, or I'm going to pull back from this part so that I can have this more real dynamic, and so that I can I was even just thinking, so that I can be out in nature, in God's world, and I can see the glory of what he has created, go for a walk with my friend, or do something simple in the backyard where we're just seeing the beauty of his world, but we're also enjoying relationship that he built us for. So, but it almost takes a stand, it's bold, it's a bold stand to do something like that. It's hard to do it.
I've had so many moments in my life where I'm it would just be so much easier just to chill by myself and be on my phone, and I don't really want to call that person. I don't really want to
be vulnerable,
invest right now. Yeah. I don't want to be vulnerable right now. I don't really want to take the time to do that, but I have never regretted when I pick up the phone.
You're thankful you did it.
And when I meet with the person for coffee, I'm human connection.
We need it.
Is so important.
I agree.
I love everything you said. And we were talking about this off camera of social media, and really, I was just saying there's a filter now that even just changes the look of your face. And your chin should be higher, your nose should look like this, your cheekbones should be like this. And it's interesting because we know this generation craves authenticity, but there's just constant filters everywhere of what you should be and what you should look like, what you should do. So how would you say to a 14-year-old girl that picks up her phone and swipes on a filter and is like, oh, this is what I should look like. And then when she sees her real face, she doesn't like what she sees. Like, how do we fight that? That's a hard question.
Yeah, it is, and I definitely don't feel like I'm a expert on it, but I probably am always a little bit nervous about the word should, because I feel like in some ways there's this heaviness on the word should, like it should be perfect, but it's not. And we are built for heaven, so we're built for perfection. So we want to see perfection. But if we're demanding that in our relationship where there's just not the grace for what actually is, for what is real, then I think it's a scary thing. And I also think in the Christian life, I should be this and I should be that, and God wants this for me, and maybe he's not really delighting in me just as I am. No. God sees us as blessed, beloved daughters of him, like so enjoyed and received as we are. And so I think that's where it gets scary, is it's like if we're buying into this idea of perfection online and filters and all of that, I think we so easily take that over into our relationship with God. Oh, God doesn't really love me or receive me because I'm not perfect in all the different ways. Yeah. But actually, the opposite is true. He receives us as we are, and then he's perfecting our character. He's perfecting our who we are as we draw closer to him. He's saying, child, I'm calling you higher. I'm calling you to rise, but I receive you as you are in all your weaknesses and imperfections. And so I think we've got to embrace that more, and we've got to be honest about it more, and just go, no, I'm not going to do the filter. I'm not going to, and I'm going to show up for the real life hang. But I agree with you. It's challenging because we're kind of bucking the system in a way. We're kind of going, nope, I'm not gonna play by those rules.
Yeah, and I feel like no matter what stage you're in, like human, like being across from somebody sometimes can be awkward. It can be awkward to figure out. You're figuring out who you are. You're being vulnerable, like, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to feel like I'm finding my legs.
Yes,
like I'm trying
because they are too. Your friend is as well.
They are too.
We're
like,
all trying to figure it out. At this stage, I'm trying to figure it out.
Me too. I walk away sometimes and I'm like, just give grace for yourself. If you're a human being, you're growing, you're learning. You're supposed to do it together.
Yes, and God knows that too. And I think there's grace for us from him. He's delighting in us. I think of every now and then I feel God just saying, hey, Beck, my nickname, look at my love eyes. Look at me and see my love eyes for you. You know how like somebody that treasures you, just they look at you with this like soft, loving like gaze. He's got those love eyes for us, and we've got to see that.
Oh,